You had me until you said baptism wasn't necessary. If Jesus had to be baptized, you and I certainly do.
I think there might be some sort of a miscommunication.
Never have I ever made the argument that you do not need to be baptized at all for any reason.
Any debate or discussion or disagreement that I've ever had with any person about the subject of baptism has never been about the necessity of obeying God in doing it,
but about whether or not baptism is a requirement in order to gain salvation. And unequivocally, the answer to that is in fact no.
At the end of the day, the gospel message is quite clear.
There's absolutely nothing that you or me or anybody else can ever offer or do that will make us righteous before God.
It doesn't matter what we say, what we think, how we act. It doesn't matter. We can never please God because of our sin nature.
There's nothing inherently special about dunking yourself in water and then coming back out again.
If that was the case, then summertime pool parties would be very interesting, wouldn't it? The fact of the matter is that every verse that is oftentimes used to debate or really try and proof text the fact that baptism is a requirement for salvation, these are all verses that are very much so taken out of context, and my goal is not to just say that, but also to demonstrate that, which is why I make videos.
So again, I do not want to undermine the necessity of being baptized. At the very least, we need to do it simply because it's a command from Christ himself. But I also think that it is necessary for every person who is going to do this thing to claim Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior by his grace and then be baptized. We should know why we're doing it in the first place.
At the end of the day, if people believe genuinely that baptism is a requirement for salvation, they fundamentally undercut and misunderstand the gospel message.
So at the very basis of every single thing that I've ever said about baptism, I believe that baptism is a necessity 100%, but it is not a necessity for salvation. And you can take that to the bank.